Hello friends, it's Katie from I Like to Cut and Paste, and I am here because I have been working on my Texas Two-Step Tuesday prompts. I was doing really good, and then it got to April, which is Dusty Road, and it was 2 journaling spots. One was hidden, one was visual, and I kind of blanked out, and then it just was a really busy time. It was like Easter, and then it was the end of school year, all these things. So I went back through. I wrote them all down because I can't find my paper, and I'm like, I have it on my phone. There's a Ko-fi or a Google Docs, I think, that you can get all the prompts and all the information. But sometimes I just like to write stuff down, so I wrote it down. And I'm going to start with the first one. Let me see, which was like maybe the second in May, which was Prairie Dust. And that was 2 shades of brown. So I started off with this little collage book I have. And I've collaged different things. Like that was one. And I just collaged just different things. So this was 2 shades of brown, and then these ladies come from this deep red Victorian ladies rubber stamp, and I bought this stamp and I hadn't used it yet. I know, it's a shame. They came all together, so I had to cut them apart. And then when I was working this out, I found this like beigey color cardstock, and I was like, yes. And so I stamped them using a Ranger. Like the little, this is it, vintage photo. This, I think, stamps better than like my distress oxides and stuff. So, and then I went around and did the little inking around their edges. And then this is actually like a wallpaper piece. And then this is just some paper I had. And then as I was making this little gold fancy piece kind of floated around. I was like, okay, I'll throw that on there. And then I thought it goes nice with Dwell and Possibility. And that's a Tim Holtz stamp, and that's Tim Holtz. And then it says on there, kind of like a natural thing, like a leaf or a flower or something, a stick. And you don't have to actually use an actual, like, outside natural thing. So I had this brown flower, which I don't usually use brown flowers, but I was very happy that I had it. And it was perfect for this. So that's that. And then in the background, I had put some like brown, like probably walnut stain distress ink, and then stamped over it, or vice versa, and used this Tim Holtz stamp here just to give it a little bit of something in there. All right, so that was Prairie Dust. All right, so that was it. The rest comes in my USA book. So this is now the doubly part of it. This is Texas Two-Step and Junk Journal Madness for June. And there was no real numbers or anything. And the United States on July 4th had its 250th birthday, if you will. So you could do the July 4th, Independence Day, United States, or you could do something else. And I chose to do the United States. And so what I did, and if I can remember, I made like a little folio book out of a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, inspired by Natasha at Treasure Books. And let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. This book is just made out of cardstock, but it's not just like folded. There's some like folded in half. There's some stuff like I scored the middle, which maybe it's a half. Hold on a second. Ooh. Half an inch. Yeah, it's a half an inch. I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which I'm just thinking it's just one of my favorites right now. And then there is some like folding of the top part, and then you fold this and you cut that, and it's not hard, but there is, like a system to it. So I will try to remember to link that because I think it's pretty cool. A little way to do a book. And so then I glued this cardstock, which is some old school Karen Foster cardstock. I think it's Karen Foster. I brought out all the old stuff. Yeah. Look at this. Karen Foster. Old Glory. Doesn't give me a year, but I can tell you it's over 10 years old. For sure, for sure. So that's it. And so I thought that would be a cool cover. And then that's some like chipboard letter and some stickers that has 250 years. Okay. So I don't know what the best way to do this is. I guess I'll go through the prompts. So in April, there was one called Dusty Road, the 2 journaling spots, right? That got me all kind of messed up. Well, maybe we'll do this. We'll kind of flip through. Oops, they're distracting me, those ladies are. So this is, you open up the cover, and I just put star stickers because that was just fun, and I wanted to use up the star sticker sheet that I had. This is red, white, and blue forever. This is kind of like a stacked sticker situation. Super fun. And then this is like a little pocket. And I had this Sandy Lion. Do you remember Sandy Lion stickers? That's what that is. So this is a twinchie I made just the other day. So it's clear and cool looking. And then here's a little pocket right here. And that's some Tim Holtz paper. And I just was very happy that I used some Tim Holtz paper because I'm very precious about it. Okay. So we are here, but this is not Dusty Road. This is Western Union. So we'll come back to that. But this is from Susan's Ko-fi shop, and you have to check out our Ko-fi shop. That was a freebie. So there's more tickets, and then she had these cool tickets, which I didn't use because it was kind of too big for my book. And then she had these things, like RX's prescriptions for America. And then there's more tickets though, which I thought were super cute. So, and then I put them together. For the Western Union, you had to have written ephemera, like stuff with like words and stuff. So that's what that is. And then this page is white, but it has these red star cutouts. They used to sell paper, like paper lace. Before like Cricut machines were so big, Cricut started off as a 6x12. So you had to buy special paper and stuff for it. Then it became 12x12, and that was all the rage. Well, it was silhouette and all that stuff. This has gone by the wayside. Also, I guess how scrapbooking's changed, but I was like paper lace, and I have different versions of this. I've got snowflakes, maybe hearts, all sorts of different ones. And if you have a big machine, you can make your own. I guess if you had like a paper punch or something, or an X-Acto knife, you could also make your own. But you know, when it was like $1, everybody's like, woo. So here it is. You can see it's a little tattered around the edges because I hadn't used it. So, whoops, there's some more. I used it here, and it's very cool. All right, so the second half, so I made this on like Mixed Media Monday, and this is like a coin envelope. Oh, it's not like coins. It's whatever, like little glassine envelope. And then I had decorated this guest check, like the restaurant guest check. So it's got words on it, and that's what I used for the second Western Union, because it's kind of like a receipt, but it's really cool. You might hear Miami Vice in the background. And then I made this because I was like, I love beads, and let's have a USA dangle. And then that's a little tab there. Okay, so now we're back up to the Dusty Road of the journaling spots. So this little pocket, these are both digitals, and then I stamped that with, I think probably like my favorite stamp now is this Stampin' Up stamp. So that's from Giraffe Creative, and then this is from, and she also, these are from Ginger Journals. And then this is a stamp I have that actually is just lines, and I made this little journaling card, and that's tape and some stickers. So that's there, visual, you see it. and then, or visible, not visible, and then this is hidden. And so this is, I used Versamark, and so I forget about that. So otherwise it would have just been red cardstock, which is fine, but you add Versamark and it gives it kind of like this watermark kind of look to it. So cool. So I did that just to give it a little something. Found this cool paper in my stash. I'm like, where's that been? Red, white, and blue. That's a Tim Holtz stamp. And then like, oh, this cool cut is a die cut from Spellbinders. They have a tag, and there's like 3 or 4 like stitched rectangles rather, that come with it. And I was like, oh, I think I saw Susan do this too. Like, that's how she did her hen one. And I'm like, why did I make this so hard on myself? So that goes in that pocket. All right, so we've done Dusty Road, Western Union, Prairie Dust. All right, so then it was like Trail Mix, which was 2 clusters. So we're getting to there. This page, this is actually all stickers. And I'm very proud. I used all of the stickers except for maybe one on the sheet. And I had it for a long time, you guys. So very proud. So, and it's also like a side tuck. And right now it's kind of hidden because there's nothing in there. And I had meant to put something and I forgot. All right. I also think I saw Susan do something. Maybe this was like a hidden kind of journaling spot or something. I don't know, because I did this and then I don't know what else to do with it. So maybe I should go watch your video again, especially after I made those other 2 texts. But so it's kind of like an envelope. And right now, that's what's going on. All right, and then here are our trail mixes, our clusters. And I used 2 little people from Ginger's journals, and then some scraps I had, and then a scrap of tulle, and then like 2 materials, and the heart paper. So cute, so cute. I glued them on there. So, and they were supposed to be on like opposite sides of your spread. All right, and then here's a belly band. And so I had this like Echo Park or something has like these little fun bingo cards, and I put that there because it is summertime. And then this is like ribbon. I have this big roll of just this stuff. So yay, finally got used. I found this heart. I don't know if I colored it or what, but it was super cute. And then this glitter trim right here. And then that paper came that way. 2 blank papers. That's the back. And then I thought, let's put some more stickers. There's stickers, and these are ribbon, right? Kind of looks like washi tape at that point. That's obviously a pocket. The last thing was Longhorn Legacy. 2 sentimental pieces, photo, quote, tag, date. I didn't make anything, but I did print that. That was me on 4th of July this year. Woohoo! And then we got a Publix fruit tart, which was delicious. And then some fireworks. So I got 3. Woohoo! Look at me. So maybe I'll make a page. That's kind of the thing I like to do. Just make pages. Ooh, I just scratched that. Okay. And my friends, I didn't put anything on the back. I don't know if I will. But I do think it needs beads because that's so fun. And so this is hashtag Texas 2-Step Tuesday, and then hashtag Junk Journal Madness for June. And yeah, it just took me to July. Well, what can I say? Make sure to check back, because I believe Junk Journal Madness starts in August, and then in January, Texas 2-Step starts back, and they're really fun prompts. There's usually 2 because it's 2-step, which is clever, and both hosted by the awesome Susan. So thank you, Susan. Thank you. And if you're new here, thank you for coming back. And well, if you're new here, thanks for coming by here. And then if you are returning, thank you for coming back. Appreciate all you guys. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.